Located in a secluded area of a place called Amangala in southeastern Nigeria, was a boarding school. The school, built so many years ago, was surrounded by thick forests. The old walls, the creaky floors, and the iron windows held so many stories untold, so many secrets hidden, so many tales unshared. My people, I am here to tell you the story of Isachamwasa. Isachamwasa is an Igbo sentence that means, when you are done baiting, I will bait. This story told in so many boarding schools for so many years to so many generations happened in this very village called Amangala. And this happened to a young girl called Chioma. Chioma was an introvert. Chioma didn't really interact with her peers. She wasn't like the average bubbly teenager fascinated by stories of boys, love letters, flowers, gist, and all that. She enjoyed her own company. She found so much joy in solitude. She loved to do things at weird times. And worthy of note is the fact that she loved to do things earlier than usual. And this was why Chioma always had her bath at midnight, so that while others woke up in the morning to prepare for school, she would lay in bed enjoying the early morning sleep of the early wake hours, like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., when sleep is the sweetest. On this particular night, while the whole world slept, while everyone turned and rolled in their beautiful dreams and in their horrific nightmares, Chioma stood up from the bed. She took out her bed sheets, took out her slippers, and headed to the dormitory bathroom. She took off her towel, and just as she began to pour the cold water on her dry skin in the dry Harmattan weather, she began to hear someone say, "Isachamwasa, Isachamwasa, Isachamwasa." Chioma thought it was all in her head, but the voice persisted, saying, "Isachamwasa, Isachamwasa, Isachamwasa." Who are you? Chioma managed to ask. And the spirit answered, "I am Adana. I was once like you. I was once a student like you. But one sad night, I was alone. I came out to bathe, and I drowned in the school well. And there was no one to rescue me. Please help me, Chioma. I have not been able to rest, as I need to bathe in this same water so that my spirit can find rest." Chioma's mind skipped a beat. In fact, Her mind raced 1,000 beats. She had heard of the story, but thought it was unreal. Some said this lady drowned in the school's well. Some said she was poisoned. Some said she disappeared and was never found. And here was Chioma, 1 o'clock in the midnight, when the whole world slept, all alone with this lady who lost her life decades ago. Chioma's mind could not comprehend it. Chioma let out a scream. The sound of Chioma's piercing scream traveled across the entire school, and everyone gathered to her block. And she told them the most shocking story. The headmistress arrived. The older girls in the school looked at each other and whispered to each other. They knew something was definitely off about that school, but they couldn't place their hands on it. Alas, Chioma had had a first-hand experience. The next morning, unable to calm down, Chioma called her mother. Amidst pleas from everyone to calm down, her mother arrived at the school and took her daughter away from the school. Chioma was never seen in the school again. What happened next? Did Adanna's spirit rest? Oh, yes. Chioma's scream, Chioma's encounter was all what Adanna needed, not just the baths in the cold water, since a spirit could not bath. The spirit just wanted to narrate her story to a living being who would tell others about what happened to her since she disappeared without any trace. And her mission was finally accomplished. The headmistress of the school had been having nightmares for years, seeing a young girl beckoning for help. But she didn't know what it was all about until that night. Adanna was a young and respectful student. She was so nice and so generous and so kind. She was also an introvert like Chioma, but her kindness was loud enough for everyone to hear. Adanna had these same habits that Chioma had. She always went to have her bath at midnight while others slept. On that fateful night, she went to the school well to fetch some water to have her bath. And unfortunately, she fell into the well. Since others were asleep and no one knew where she was, no one knew she had fallen into the well. Her parents came to the school to look for her and no one could find her. No one had any story to give to her parents. It was such a hard time for her parents. Unknowing to everybody, Adanna had fallen into the same well students had fetched and drunk from over the past decades in the school. So when Chioma came to the school and Adana saw somebody who was just a replica of herself when she was alive, she decided to reach out to her and say her story to her. What a sad story. Anyways, a few years later, Chioma had grown, become a mother, and she told this story to her kids, who were fascinated and also frightened about what their mother passed through. This, my people, is the story of Isacha Bwasa.